gold, but ready to fight. Standing tall, doing what's right. Shining truth like a firelight. Daddy's wisdom running deep taught me promises I gotta keep. Breaking chains, leaving pain behind. Calling out the crooked kind. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again. Ain't no fear when I'm around. Justice stands on solid ground. One last chance to make it right, or face the reckoning tonight. In the dark, where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again. In the dark, where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again.
Warning: the following video contains strong language, which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for your attention.
Good evening. How are you? Hope everyone is having a fantastic evening. I couldn't be happier. I just couldn't be happier. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a good ride, because it looks like we're getting rid of the riffraff, one step and one stream at a time. And you have to say, it's good news. Because this morning I made a stream about my own personal insight and opinion about what happened in the Oval Office. And did I hurt someone's feelings? So basically, whoever those three were who left, you have just proven me right. That's all you do is prove. I mean, so far I have been proven right on so many different things. it is absolutely freaking hilarious because, excuse me a second. That's bad. Because here's the thing. It is okay for people to go around and scream freedom of speech. I can say what I like. I can say what I like. I can do what I like. Blah, 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 blah. But when someone else has an opinion and they're not from the same country as you and they give constructive criticism, you react like that. This you have made one absolute happy Welshman here. You definitely made me happy. It is absolutely awesome because now you have richly proved me right. So here's the thing. Actions speak. Actions speak louder than words. And that is what you've gone and done. Because all it was my own opinion, my personal opinion. And the fact that you've reacted negatively to that tells me that you don't like people's opinion because you're self-centered, arrogant, narrow-minded, and don't care because you think that you live on this fantasy cloud that no one can touch. Well, goodbye, the three people who unsubscribed. Thank you so much. Please take care. Thank you very much for coming. And don't forget to make sure that the door doesn't hit your house on the way out. Good riddance. You have to remember, and I'm going to say this for one more time. I came with nothing. And if I have to leave with nothing, which I doubt I will, yeah. And here's another thing. I don't usually talk about politics. So you should ask yourself, why the hell would he bring something like that up if he doesn't talk about politics? It must have made an impression. And it did. Because I find it very interesting that other people who we all know will discuss their stuff, politics and everything else, different reaction. Because I've been watching, you see. Oh God, this is funny. I have never. Do you know what? I have never laughed so much today that I have today about all that. Never. You guys have really made my day. So thank you so much for that. Extremely entertaining shit. Right, and there's not going to be any negativity. There's not going to be any oh boo hoo. No, none of that today. And I think I'm going to start changing my attitude towards people. So here's a word of advice. If you can't take constructive criticism or you can't take the truth, all right, here's an idea. Close the browser, turn off your computer, pick up a book and go and read a book. That way you're not interfering in other people's fun and life. Bucharest, return ticket, by the way, not single flight, return tickets. You could fly to Budapest or to Prague, right, for £19. You could fly to Denmark, Norway, Oslo, Finland, Sweden. You can fly to all these countries under £50 in Europe at them day. And now you'll be lucky if you actually land with your spine intact. Ryanair, when they land, they call it the hopping flight, right? Because that there's a lot of, and
if you're going to do cheap flights, cheap rights. That's how they say it. Cheap flights and cheap rights. In America, for example, people don't like, what is it? American Airways, United, Delta. There's a lot of airlines in America where they're all trying to outbid each other. Right? So, yeah, let's talk about money for a minute. Yeah. It's all about the money. Just like YouTubers. Make that 15-minute fame. It's all about the fucking money. Money is one of the most corrupted things. Do you know one thing I like about Star Wars and about Star Trek? Even though they're fiction, they're fictional. All right. Here's one thing I like about the fact that you can walk up to any food processor and have any type of food you want. Hell, you can even have any alcohol as well, right? And you don't pay for shit. You know why? It's because you wake up in the morning and you go and do your job, and you accept your fate, right? Like I have. I've accepted my fate many years ago. Right? It is what it is. You know, I always say to people who want to take a swing, make sure that I'm dead before I hit the ground, because if I'm not, God help you. And it's just one of those things, right? We all rely on this power of the money. Now you take the money away, and how many people over the pandemic? Here's another thing: how many people, because of money, how many people lost their jobs? For the simple fact is because the company didn't think carefully about paying people sitting at home. And because of the pandemic, a lot of companies, a lot of grocery stores, cafes and stuff like that, all the small stores, all the small businesses suffered the most, right? But look at all these big companies making millions and millions and millions of pounds, dollars, whatever. Why didn't they help the small businesses? Why didn't the government say, right, big businesses, we're not going to give you anything because you can look after yourself, but we're going to, help the small businesses? Why didn't the government or the councils or the authorities help companies say, hey, look, like gyms and swimming pools, obviously transmission of the, is a very dangerous thing. But when it comes to stores and stuff like that, right, there was give you a perfect example. There's a Costco's here. Well, not here, many, many miles away. And we went to that Costco's one morning and we sitting outside, and the Costco employees, and I love the woman, I love the girl to bits. I've got a lot of respect for her. And I don't care what Vance was. What I care about is what he is now. And his behavior. That's all it was. It was just what was happening. And if I can't have that opinion just because he's American, then I'm sorry, then you're putting that in there, not me. Because I've got a lot of American Canadian, I've got a lot of Native American friends, I've got a lot of friends who are not, I've got a couple of friends from Hawaii. One. Well, I talked to someone. And it's not about hate or anything. It's just about miscommunication. Some people will just misunderstand what's being said. People were told there was an argument going on, and I wanted to get in on it. No, there wasn't an argument. It was just basically, I wasn't talking about the money side or anything, because at the end of the day, I can't get involved in that because it's none of my business. I mean, if we were discussing the budget here in the UK, well, that would be a different ballgame, because I pay my taxes like everyone else, so I am entitled to have my opinion. But when I'm not talking about the financial side or about anything except the treatment of an individual, because let's be honest, this is not 1940. This is not 1939 or 1940, where our country is at war. It's not December 7th, 1941, where America was attacked unrightly and unprovoked. and was dragged into the Second World War. You know, this is not the time where, you know, troops, Australian, French, American troops went to, you know, Vietnam. It's not. This is about treatment of an individual person who is, regardless of what your political standpoint is, on either side. It's the fact that two people sat there and ripped someone apart. Someone who couldn't respond because he tried multiple times to. Oh, I'm just looking. You could watch that. Oh, Weston Champlin. Is he still? Oh, man. Oh, bless him. He bought his mum a new car, by the way. A Dodge Ram. He bought his mum a Dodge Ram. Good man. Good man. You know what you guys need to do? Right? At some point, what you should do is go and find yourself a video called Up Pompeii. And there you go. Isn't it funny? Do you know what? I tell you, it's funny how you, with an opinion, how quick you can clear a room. It's really, really funny. And considering there's only 4 of you left in chat. Oh, this is funny. This is absolutely funny as hell. No. I'm just, you know. Politics is I mean, like, you know, funny enough, I wasn't trying to talk about politics. I was just trying to talk about what I witnessed. But, you know, you learn something, you learn something every day. You learn something every day. And one thing I am learning is that, you know, I need to stop caring whatever people think. I need to start just concentrating on what I want to do. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, if you if you go to the top, right, you'll see 3 dots. You click on there and you click on participants, right? And because people have now commented, because the thing is, people say, oh, this is how many people you got in your stream. No, it's basically when you comment in a stream, right, it shows you up on the participants because you are participating in the chat. Right, there could be 2,000 people in here, and if only 3 people are chatting, then it will only show those participants. So if you go into any live stream, or you go into the news live stream, or you go any live stream, and you click on chat and you click on participants, it will show you the people. It will show you who's in the actual chat. Yeah, I've been watching McHale's all the time. I actually quite enjoy it. It is funny. So yeah. Right, so you understand now, great, yeah? So basically, when someone types into chat, that's when they turn up on there. So that's so, like, there was one night when I was on a certain platform, 11 people I said that all 11 people are chatting, and someone went, how do you know that? And it's because I counted how many people were in the participants. Because sometimes what I'll do, I'll go in there and I'll have a look. Because the thing is, a lot of people also don't realize, if you click on the chat box at the bottom before you type in, if you type something in and then you say, no, I better not, I'll just lurk. Too late. You've already typed into that chat box. And sometimes you don't have to even do that. You don't even have to do that. It's only one. What I think it registers as the minute you actually come into the actual chat. And I think it's just when you chat. But anyway, it doesn't really matter to me. I only look at that sometimes if I want to check someone, all right? There's not much you can do, because all it does is show you the participants. But when you click, for me, if I click on Diana and I click on back, I can go to channel activity and I can actually specifically see her activity. So that means every single comment she's put up, I can then have bang there, right there. So that means I can take a screenshot of that and I can say, this is what Diana said in the stream. And here's the thing. I didn't know any of this. This is all self-taught. I'm watching tutorials online, then going checking. And like I said, who knows? Tonight's stream, yeah, people probably recording it. People are recording stuff, and they're going to take stuff out of context. But the thing is, all I can say to the people outside, thank you for the view. Thank you for the views, because it's the views that count. The views, that's what counts. And so far, my views have been very good. And everyone has different ways to get in views. Everyone has different ways to get up there on the hours watched. And that's one thing a lot of people have told me. There are two most important things. Everything else is irrelevant. It's two things: views, watch hours. This is why if you go to someone's channel and you want to support them, all right, all you have to do is just watch one video after another. You go to the playlist and just click play and just watch the videos. If they're 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours long, right? Because the longer you watch, the hours go up. And there's a certain amount of I think one's 3,000 or 1,000 hours and the other one's 4,000. I can't remember, to be honest. But the more hours you watch, it helps that creator actually progress. And then obviously you got the subs as well. Now, there's a lot of people who will sub and just move on, and there's some people who will sit there and put the what. And this, I don't think this is really legit, but people will actually set it to 0.25 or very slow and just press play. And it just, but it's just one of those things. And if you want fame and fortune, YouTube is not it. I mean, say hypothetically speaking, if I monetized and people started giving me super chats, everyone already knows what's going to happen, what I'm going to do with the money. I'm very transparent about that. And in the future, the things are going to change. And at the end of the day, if you don't like it, no one is forcing you to stay. But there's going to be more gaming content. And then once I progress, and once I've got all the tools that I need, I'm going to start doing other stuff. And, I'm going to make absolutely sure that people can interact with that as well. And no, Shower, can you stop using the P word, please? If you do it one more time. Good night, Hans. Take care. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming in. It's not a problem. If you want to go to sleep, go to sleep. Like, I mean, I'm not going to stay on long, but let's see what I do with the two stream, this morning stream, and actually, fact, this morning stream and tonight's stream. All right, I never know. I probably might unlist them. Who knows? See how I feel. But then again, my experiment is done. I've definitely seen what I needed to see. But one thing I'm going to tell you right now, people, I'm not changing for anybody. I'll show respect, and I am trying to cut down on the swearing. But when it comes to my opinion, you don't dictate my opinion. You may agree or disagree. That is your choice. But when you start coming in here and telling me how to talk and what I can and can't say, look, no, I have a right to my opinion. And if I don't agree with something, right, that's entirely up to your choice not to accept that or not agree either, but that's your choice. But don't try to guilt trip me or don't try to twist my words, because I will just say exactly what I said earlier on. If you don't like it, unsubscribe and leave. No one is forcing you to sit here and listen to this. Remember that. It's actually a shame that things like that happen, because the thing is, if I need to, I will just cut myself away from people. And I am still waiting. I've actually sent off an email and I'm waiting for a response, because I do feel like and I'm actually very tempted. I'm actually very tempted to do a very specific video, and I'm not even going to allow people to use chat. It's going to be a message. Because the thing is, it's getting to a point now where, creators can be indirectly and directly attacked or ridiculed, and they can't defend themselves. So if, hypothetically speaking, if I wanted to ban or block someone, a block should be permanently. It should be, if I block you, that means you won't be able to come to my stream, see my stream, or be able to access my stream. Because the thing is, the only thing a block does, which is irrelevant, to be honest with you, it just stops you from seeing that individual in the chat. That's all it does. It just turns you invisible. If you're a mod or anything else, that's, it's just on like Facebook. This is one thing that people seem to forget. When you block or you ban or block someone, okay, on Facebook, it automatically removes all the anonymous posts as well, because the anonymous posts are connected to your account. So regardless if you are anonymous or you're posting under your own ID, your name, the minute you are blocked and banned from that person, they disappear as well. Yeah. No, you're welcome, Mitch. Right, Mary Waters, I'm sitting here listening and thinking about an idea. Is it possible to show people how to do some home repairs so they don't end up in my shoes with the ceiling being on the floor? Well, with your ceiling, Marie, was it? How can I put it? How many YouTubers, videos, and streams on there today? Like your channel, out of the hundreds of thousands I saw. So I watch. Hope I'm not. Wait. What? Joe, how many YouTube videos and streams are there today? Like your channel, out of the hundreds of thousands. So I watch. Hope I'm not. Well, no, you're not invisible here, mate. You're not invisible. I try to acknowledge everybody if I can. Anyway, going back to Mary. Hang on a minute, Mary. If I was seeing the ceiling, right now, what was the cause of the collapse of your ceiling? I mean, it was the plasterboard, or was it the rafters, or the actual floorboards, or something, or was it just the plasterboard? And was it water damage? Because if there was water damage, then what I would recommend before you actually put the new plasterboard and you repair anything is to check. Oh, the droop, right? Okay, so was it a that sounds like someone put, right? That means right. Okay, either the boards, one of the, yeah, that means that they weren't using the correct thickness or strength. Thank you, Sienna. I appreciate that. So you can reinforce it. Here's the thing: before you put the new, right, when you put the new joints up, the rafts that go from side to side to hold the floor up or hold the ceiling up on the floor, right? You can actually reinforce them, right? So where you put like clamps on either side, and then you can put like a 2x6 by like a plank, right? And then what you do, you put that plank into those rafters, you secure them, and then you screw them to the actual floor rafters joint. Pot, oh, what do they call it? What's it called? It's basically what you're doing. You're sandwiching two planks together, and you're reinforcing it. And a lot of people do that with old houses. So what they do, they take the plasterboard off the ceiling and they reinforce. I mean, you can use steel girders, which you can put if you've got the money and also the time. What they do, you where the actual ceiling and the floor is. What they do, they put holes on either side, and then they put the steel girders in it. And by putting the steel girders in, right, they can then put cross sections across. So you got 1, 2, 3, or 4, depending how big the room is, and then you put cross sections. Yeah, so it's like it'll look like 2 H's or 3 H's. So if you get a pen and paper, okay, and then you draw a H, and then off the right hand line you draw a line going across, and then you put another H down, so you create a second H, and then you go across and then create a third H, and then what you do is then you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 or cross beams going across, right? But what you do, you put them in the opposite direction of actually the floorboards or the floor. Oh my God, rafters. Oh no, beams. There you go. That's what I was looking for. The wooden beams that go across from wall to wall. Because the thing is, usually what they do, they will put the beams on load bearing walls. So you've got a load bearing wall to your left and a load bearing wall. Let me show you. The best way to do is just let me show you. It's very easy to show. So, okay, right. Just bear with me a sec. It's very easy to show this. But the thing is, I won't be able to see chat. So just be aware of that. Right. Where am I? Where is it? Right. So once this goes up, obviously I won't be able to show you. I won't be able to see your chat. So please wait until I'm done. Okay. So here's your say this is your ceiling. All right. On your ceiling, okay, you will have where did the other one go? Where's that one? Oh, there. Let's just bring this in a little bit. Okay, so basically this here, this here is your ceiling. Okay. Now, with the black arrows, the black arrows are basically load bearing walls. All right. Okay. So you'll have, this is a load bearing wall. Okay. This is a load bearing wall. And so is this. Okay. So everything with a black arrow is a load bearing wall. Okay. Now, for example, in some places, right, we're going to use black. No, we're not. We're going to use blue, right, to identify doors. So you're going to have a door here, right, and there could be a door here. Yeah. So different doors. I mean, you know, you could have whatever. Okay. Now, when you've got doors, right, they can either, it doesn't matter what way they open, but say if you got doors like that, right, they open like that. Now, above a door, what you will have, okay, is a load bearing RSJ, right? And load bearing RSJ is basically a pole going from one end, just about halfway, so about 6 to 8 inches. And what it'll do, it will actually go across. So therefore, it was load bearing, right? So you will have load bearing RSJs going across on a load bearing wall. So basically, this here and this here, because these walls here are load bearing, actually, in fact, I could have done that in black actually, because these are load bearing, that the door frame in there is secure, so there won't be any pressure on it. Now, we're going to use, what we're going to use light green for beams, for joints, beams that go across, right? So basically, this is now looking down, right? We removed the floorboards and everything else, and what we're seeing are beams, right? These beams go across like that, and usually the beams are about 1 foot apart, and they go like that across, right? This is the beams going across, right? And the thing is, the beams are either attached by joints or they go directly on top, right? So usually in America, you've got a thing called, you've got these joints, and what they do, you've got this little thing, and what it does, it's sort of like you nail it to the frame here. You nail it to the frame here, and this joint then goes on top of it. You then nail this to that, right? So in the center here, right, all this here, this bit here takes most of the weight. Now, in between all this, right, you will have these little joints here, right, that basically stabilize and keep everything together, right? And you're supposed to put them off so they're not in one row going all the way across, right? So when you do this, what you're doing, you're strengthening it. Now, all these should be on top of the load bearing wall, right? So you got load bearing wall there, everything's on the load bearing wall there, right? Yeah. And if you've got something, say if one is damaged, and the damage, what we're going to do, we're going to use red for damage, right? If you got one, say for example, this one here is damaged, yeah, or this one here is damaged. Oops, shit, sorry, take that back. Or this one's damaged. What you can do is basically you can sandwich it, right? Or you can replace it. But if you replace it, that means you'd have to take all this out. You'd have to take these out here. So what you do, you can take this out here, right? You take these, you take this out, take this out, take this out, right? And what you then do, I'm going to just remove these, and I'm going to move these, and I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. What you then do is you go from here to there. Actually, let me try that again. You go from here to there, and then from here to there. And then what you do, you then sandwich them together. And if you need to, you can use bolts, or you can use screws, or you can do anything. And what you do, you just bolt them together like that. You just reinforce it. Okay, and you can do as many as you like. And then here, hang on a minute, and then here, you anchor it, and that then becomes a load-bearing joist or a load-bearing beam, right? And because this here now has been reinforced, that will then make it twice or 3 times stronger. Right now, what I was talking about, okay, is this about the H. Okay, so you got this one here, right? Now you got steel beam. Actually, in fact, let's do these black. So you got a steel beam that will basically, so that's the brick wall there. Okay, so I'll give you an example. This is the brick wall. This is a load-bearing wall here. This is why a lot of people or a lot of houses now have steel beams as support, right? And then what you do, and this is going to be yellow. No, we're not going to use yellow. We're going to use a color that people can, you know, yeah, right. The steel beams, they are attached here, basically into the wall, onto the brickwork. And then what you do, you then bring it back over here, and then you go like this. Okay, and then you'll have another one here, again, beam, and then another one like that, steel beam. And then what they'll do, they can attach one there, and even if they can go from this wall all the way across to like that, to there. And then you'll have another one here. All right. So this is what I mean. I'm talking about H's. And then what you can then do, you can then put them across like this, or you can put them across like this. Because you've got steel, right, we'll do this from the side. All right, now we're going to show you from the side. So you got the top view and now the side. So basically, your steel beam, right, will go across like that. Right, so that's your steel beam, yeah? And then on top of that, what you'll have is then you got your wall here, right? Your wall is there. The steel beam has gone into the wall, right? So the wall is basically taking the weight of here, yeah? So your weight of the wall, the steel beam is there. Now, sometimes what they'll do, right, they will actually open the brickwork on the wall, and they will actually put a steel beam coming. Oh, no, wrong color. What they'll actually do is get another. It's another steel beam, and what they'll do, they'll put it in like this, and then this steel beam will then be attached here. Right, be on top of this. So basically, you will then have that foundation. So you've got foundation support, and then you've got the load-bearing wall support, and then you've got the steel beam. And a steel beam, yeah, it doesn't bend as easy as wood, right? And then what you'll have the same thing on this side as well. And then what you can then do is then you can start putting your beams. Ooh, hang on a minute. Then you can start putting your beams across. Bang, 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 bang. And there you go. And then on top of that, once you're done, You put your flooring back down. You can put your electrical cable back down. And what will happen then is that you put your floor back down, and then you will have a perfectly level, flat floor like that. And there you go. Job done. I hope that helps. I hope that gave you a little bit of insight of, and that means, and this is why a lot of houses are open planned. This is one of the reasons why there are a lot of properties. When you come across these properties, you'll notice that they're open planned. So you can walk into a house and you're going, shit, where are all the walls? Because the thing is, there only are certain walls in a building that are load bearing. If the walls are not load bearing, technically you can remove them. However, you got to remember that certain walls are load bearing, even if they're not structural load bearing. We're talking about, if there's like a wall, a door, and a room, right, and you take that away, you'll notice that the floor will then start to sag slightly. Well, the thing is, everything is reliant on every single wall, no matter where it is in your building, is load bearing. So what you need to do, if you remove a internal wall, regardless what you're doing, you have to replace it. You have to replace what you've taken away. So if you want to open everything up, you want to remove some rooms to make like a bigger kitchen or a bigger living room or something like that, whatever you are taking away, that is attached to the ceiling, right? If it's not nailed to the ceiling, is irrelevant. Anything you attach that's from the ground floor to the first floor, if it's attached to the ceiling, you need to replace whatever you're taking away with a steel or a reinforced RSJ, right? Okay, so there you go. I hope that gave you a little bit, and the thing is, if there is a load bearing wall that you've removed, right, you can still use load bearing steel RSJs as long as you use the uprights and what goes across, so vertical and horizontal. If you connect them, all right, in certain places, and you say if you make a box with 4 legs in that room, right, you then now have the structural support to protect that. So basically all you have to do is then put a couple of steel RSJs across, and then you can build on top of that. You can put then your floor down, and you just have to build the rafters and not the rafters. Oh my god, I can't believe I just forgot the word I was using about 10 minutes ago. But you know what I mean. Well, if your goal is to put everything back originally, then obviously, you can temporarily support the ceiling and everything else with struts that support weight. Just make sure you put something underneath it that spreads the weight. So if and then you just basically put everything back up, and then once you've done that, you can redo put the new joist, new joists in, and then basically fucking put your ceiling back up, and then sort the flooring out. And then what I would do is get like a big drum, big 50 gallon drum, and then put that in the center and fill it up halfway and leave it there for a couple of days, and just keep an eye, get yourself a plumb line and just put it onto the ceiling, and then basically have it at a certain height, mark it, and then just wait for a couple of days. And if it drops, then you know that you've got some work to do. And if it stays exactly where it is, right, then you know that 25 liters of water, which is 25 kilos, or a little bit heavier than that, you'll know that then you're good. It's always a good way to make sure that you're good, and just make sure that everything is supported underneath. But that plumb line needs to hang free so you can actually see what happens. I mean, if it I can tell you, I can give you one secret about my house. We have actually put in what we call it, like a sandwich beams. So basically, each beam has been sandwiched in what I just showed you, which then gives it twice to 3 times the amount of strength. So basically, you can jump up and down on the floor and you won't feel anything. It doesn't move one bit. It is solid. And that's the same thing what concrete or steel RSJs do. Reinforced concrete with a metal framing in it, or steel RSJs will always, yeah. Well, thank you very much. Yeah. And here's the thing: a lot of people go, "Oh, don't drill. Do this, do that. You need to cut a piece out your beam to put electrical cables." No. One thing you don't do is you don't cut pieces out of your beam. What you do is you drill a hole as close to the load-bearing wall as you possibly can to keep the wiring away from the center. All right. So if the wiring is close to the wall, 1, it's easier to reach. 2, it's easier to know where it is. And 3, all right, the cables going to your power and to your light and your light switches, okay, can be easily dealt with because you're going one direction. Now, if you want to put multiple little LED lights in, what you do is a chain. Right, you start from one end and you work your way to the last light. Right, so you pull the wire through, pull it down, do a U, right, and then and carry on. Keep on doing that until you get to the last light. If you've got too much wire at the end, you just start pulling it through until you've got enough. You then connect the last light first, and then you work your way back until you get to the first light you put in, but the last light. So the last light, the last light that goes in is always the first one that you start with, right? Always the furthest one, and then you work your way back. That way, you won't confuse the shit out of yourself. I hope that made any sense. My brother has been helping me fix this stuff and teaching the younger generation to fix things. He's a bit anal about things, right? And I haven't got a clue as to what he's saying. I mean, here's one thing. When it comes to structural and electrical or gas or anything that can affect, I hope he's very anal. I hope he's OCD over the top anal, because at the end of the day, it's not just the fact that these are one of the most dangerous parts of a house building or maintenance or repair or refurb, but people need to learn to do it the right way the first time. That's why you always measure twice and cut once. It's just like if you take when you put a light switch on, right? Everyone thinks, oh yeah, if you put the power to the power, the neutral to the neutral, and everything else, and then when you come to the light bulb and you connect it and you go and click, 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 and it's not working, you go, why is it not working? Right? Because the thing is, when it comes to the light, you have to reverse it. So live will become neutral, neutral will become live, and then when you actually hit that switch, you connect. Right? You make a connection. So you're making a cycle, right? A circuit. When you hit that switch, the circuit's broken, so there's no power going to it. Okay, and what you do you don't do it at the light switch, you do it at the actual light fixture, right? Because if you do it at the light fixture, it's easier to deal with. If you do it at the light switch, because some households have multiple lights connected to one light switch. So if you turn the light on at downstairs, and then you walk upstairs, now you're upstairs, and you turn the switch on the top at the top stairs, right? It's like it counteracts itself. So that's why you have like line 1 and line 2, right? So it's very easy. You can go online and look up basic electrical connections, light switches, how to connect a light switch, how to connect a light bulb, how to connect the light, how to connect what colors are live and neutral and earth. In the old days, right, before in 2004, okay, the cables, right, were red, black, and green, or green, yellow. Now, right, when you do electrics, it's blue, brown, and green, yellow. And even I'll be very honest with you, even I always make sure what's live and what's neutral. And trust me, I felt what 230 volts feels like when you make a mistake, and it does make absolutely sure that you are available, right, to be a sparky. That's why they call them sparkies, because when you do it wrong, you get sparked. You ride that lightning. And if you think getting tasered is bad, try that. Try touching the wrong. When you that spark, you know. Put it this way: it'll make the hairs on the back of your feet stand to attention. So if you're not qualified and it's DIY, be very, very don't. One thing I will say this: if you are not a qualified electrician, do not touch any of your systems. Do not touch your fuse box. Do not touch anything. Get a professional to come do it. And I will repeat that. Do not, under any circumstances, try to touch anything if you are not qualified to do so. Okay? Just say it. I may not be on Civvy Street. I may be not qualified to do electrics, but I've done multiple courses on doing electrics. And I don't even touch that. I don't even go into that. If I think something's going on, I mean, give you an example. There was some work done, and every time it rained, for some reason, and it rains a lot down here, right? And well, when doesn't it rain in Wales? But anyway, every time it rained, something popped. So I would go around, turn all the plugs off, take everything out, because we had an external plug attached. So I checked that. We had something else done as well. Check that. And basically, we had a professional electrician do this, right? So I had the certificate. So didn't think anything of it. Next day, it was nice and dry. So I decided to use the knowledge that I had, and I decided to go to every plug socket and put a tester in. And what it does, it'll test if there's a problem with the earth, neutral, or live. And it kept on coming up okay until I went outside. Came up okay. I went to a couple of other places. And then it was saying, oh, there's an issue. But the thing is, the power system that goes into my garage, I asked an electrician to put a fuse box in there, just like you have in any other house. So when you put a fuse box, what you're doing, you're protecting. It's like you're overprotecting, so to speak. So I checked that, and I thought, no, it's not that. It can't be, because everything was fine. Everything else was working except these three plugs. And I noticed, I went, okay. So I turned the power off, and I opened up the plugs. I opened up the first one, nothing, not a problem. And putting plug sockets in, anyone can do that. It's DIY. You can put your own plug socket in. It's very straightforward. Earth, live, neutral. So I went to the first one, nothing. Okay. Went to the second one, couldn't get it open. So I thought, do you know what? I'll go and do the last one, because it was too tight. So and I didn't want to break it. So I went to the first one, nothing. Went back to the middle one, started doing it, and then I realized, okay, it's a bit over tight. So I untightened it, loosened it, got it loose. And then I pulled it. I opened up the top, and then I noticed that one of the wires was hanging out. Because you'd put them in line. You go from one plug socket into the next, and you get the wiring from that plug socket going to there, and then the wiring from that plug socket goes then to the third one, right? So basically, and I was thinking, well, hang on a minute, if that was not connected, how the fuck was that working? And that's what was causing it. It was it was jumping, arcing. And I'm like, oh crap! So I put it in there, tightened it up, tightened it properly, done the proper in the end, what I did, I went and bought a crimping tool that you can put the wires in, and you can have a little pin attached on the top. It's like a little probe, and you crimp it on, and then basically you put that probe in and tighten it up, and that way you've got a good connection. So I did that. I had an electrician then come back and then recheck it, and he went, yeah. And then he said, why? What was happening? And I told him, and he just looked at me and he went, Jesus. He apologized, and he refused to take payment for the call out that when he came in, and he was very apologetic. And I said, look, sometimes you're tightening stuff up and you don't realize that it looks like it's tightened up, and that's why when you tighten stuff up, you always just pull on it slightly just to make sure it's all tight, or get the crimping tool. It's a really good piece of kit. And the probes are very small to really thick. I think it's like 5 mil thickness, and you can put the wires in there, and you can crimp it. And what it does, it then connects. It's like putting on a glove, so to speak, for wiring. If you've got multiple wires, but always, and I can't stress this more, always get a professional to do any type of work like that. When it comes to special effects lighting and stuff like that, like putting lights around the eyes of it in a helmet to make it look like the eyes are glowing, that's easy, right? You just use LED, or there's different types of lights you can buy where you can cut them to length, and you can solder and connect them, right? And you can use hot glue and different stuff to protect that. But yeah, so. But the thing is, here's the problem. Everyone builds differently. Everyone does electrical systems. Everyone does differently. So I don't know about Lisa Farr or anyone else who live in the best country in the world, Wales, right? But we had our gas removed. We have electric, solar. So. And they hate us for that, because we're actually getting money back for the amount of power we send back. Yeah, and that is why I drive the same type of car that Bruce Matskin drives. Yeah, and they're not cheap. C-Class Mercedes. I'm getting rid of it anyway. I want to get a WBX, a Britza, old version. Yeah. Or a tank, one of the two. I probably might get a tank, I don't know yet. I'm sick and tired of trying to look for parking spots. Just get a tank. That'll get me a parking spot. Well, it's been a very, very interesting stream tonight. Yeah. Who knows? I may not leave it up. Who knows? I may leave it up. I don't know. See how I feel. I don't know. I think I'm going to start playing. I think it's time that I start playing mind games now. I'm only joking. I can't fucking play that. I'm not like that. I am not like that. I can't be that facetious and that childish. Jesus. Yeah. Oh, you glad you stayed? Are you sure about that? Do you want to ask a friend? Would you like to call a friend? Would you like to ask the audience, or would you like 50-50? Tonight on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, will Joe choose one of the three, or will Joe answer the question for $50,000? What planet was taken off the solar system because it's not a planet, but only a satellite? Joe, you have
30 seconds to answer the question. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. What is your answer? What is your answer, Joe? Tell me. Tell me now. Shit. Linda, is your name Joe? Really? Really, Linda? Really, Linda? Really? Really? Linda? Mary? Marie? Both of you. Go to your room. And Sienna. May as well join them. Off you go. Go to your rooms. Shit. I should have kept my mouth shut about the satellite thing. It's Pluto. Pluto. What is the most underrated planet used the most on a daily basis? What is the most underrated planet but the most used on a daily basis? Yeah, back of the room. What is the most underrated planet but is used on a daily basis by everybody on the planet? Who is it? What is it? Uranus. No, yeah, Uranus. Oh god, that was fucking funny. Oh, shit. What is the most used profession but only 5 people, 6 people have actually touched the moon? Oh, this is freaking brilliant. This whole stream is an absolute clusterfuck. Take me to the moon. Space cadet. Now, because there's so many space cadet on this planet. Oh shit! I need one. And then I forget that I'm fucking muted. Ah, shit. Do you know this whole thing over the last few months has just been fucking really weird. But, you know, there you go. Absolutely hilarious. Hi, Gail. Oh, Gail, hi. How you doing?
I heard that you are famous now. Yeah, some people can't handle the alcohol. I think people need to stay away from alcohol. Yeah. Do you know, have you ever heard of the saying, in shit creek, up shit stream with no paddle? I can't even think. It's too late. But I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to really piss people off now. I'm going to go, wait a minute, that one. I'm going to go that one and that one. God damn it. Right, nope, wrong one. Sorry, I'll take that. I'm going to go like this. Let's see what people do now. I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to go like that. Actually, no. Yeah, no, it's not wrong ones. Wrong wrongs. Sorry, my bad. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to go like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go that one. I'm going to go like that. And that one, I'm going to go like that. Yeah. No, actually, no, I'm going to leave that because that was a game. That was a gaming. Yeah, that was a gaming stream. So I'm leaving that one up. There you go. Oh shit. Oh god, I am. Sometimes I can be really childish. I must admit. I just like. Oh, brilliant. Oh, this is brilliant. I'll tell you one thing though. I'm if I richly went monetized, that's not bad for a month. But nah. It's not worth it. Not worth it. It's not worth it. Oh shit. I need to stop poking. I just need to stop. I'm having too much fun being myself. Oh shit, a brick. But I would like I would like to make a request. Can someone please stop the world so I can get off? Because I am not having fun anymore. I want to go home. Oh shit! I got a minute. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go make a coffee. Right, now that's right. Okay, now here's the thing. Now I apologize if people have misinterpreted what I said tonight and this morning, but here's one thing you have to understand. Right, like everyone else, I have an opinion, just like everyone else has got an arsehole. And if things happen, but I don't hold any ill will to anybody, and I just hope that things settle and things get sorted.
But here's a word of advice. Stop judging people before you judge yourself. Now, I need to take some of that advice on board myself, because I've judged people by their actions. And instead of actually looking at myself and then going, yeah, okay, I've judged them. And I'll be honest with you, in a last few months, well, actual fact, from the get-go, when all this started with the court case and everything, I misjudged a couple of individuals. Some is my own fault. Some is just by, reading into the wrong narrative. So I've adjusted. But I'm not scared of sitting here going, yeah, I could have said it differently. But the thing is, when people try to manipulate what I say or try to change what I'm saying, everyone needs to remember, regardless of who you are, people are not always going to agree with you. Right? People are not always going to see eye to eye on a subject that is very, very delicate. And what you need to do is step out. This is why I keep on saying this, and I'm going to continue to say this until it actually dawns on you what I'm talking about. You need to step out of that box, and you need to look at the bigger picture, because it's not just about you. It's about whole of humanity. Because if a group of people look at something and they all agree, oh, that's wrong, and then someone comes in and says, well, you're all talking out your ass. That can, because they don't even know what's going on. Now, if I was taken out of context and people think that I was attacking the American populace, no, I wasn't. I was not agreeing to the conduct and behavior of certain individuals. There's a big difference. I've got a lot of American friends, and I'm not going to treat every single American or every single Scottish or every single French or German or Italian person differently just because of a minority of idiots that exist. So if that's what you think and that's what you believe, then that's why I say bye-bye, au revoir, ciao, arrivederci, auf Wiedersehen, and don't let the door slap you on the ass when you're on the way out, because I don't need narrow-minded people around me or around people here. All right? You have to be willing to put your own issues and differences to one side and look at something unbiased and say, hey, do you know what? There is actually a good point there. There is actually a factual point. Why would someone do that? Why would someone do that public? Why would that? It's just like, look at the thing about what happened here in the UK a few months ago with the riots and everything, where they announced about the 24-hour judging and people being arrested, and and there's actual proof of one lady who was it. I think it was, a lady who was standing there, and she was arrested, and they were going to throw her in jail, and a guy, right, who was only walking past, trying to actually get past, had nothing to do with anything, and you could actually hear the police go and nick someone. We need to get the numbers. All right, now, what's your opinion about that? Do you think that's justified? That's right. Oh, we just need the number. We need to arrest a certain amount of people today. Let's go out and just grab someone. And the fact that they grabbed this guy, and the fact that another police officer came over and put the boot in and literally kicked him in the head while he was being restrained by 3 other officers. What's your opinion about that? Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to hear your opinion. You don't have the right to have your opinion, because he was a Brit. So, yeah, no one else except the Brit can have an opinion. Actually, in fact, no. You see what I mean with the hypocrisy, with the people are going to criticize and judge, and, well, not judge, more criticize and have an opinion about things. And this is where people need to find that neutral ground and say, yeah, okay, good argument, but here's this. Okay, good response, but here's this. Oh, good counter. Right, okay, but here's this.
Right. So we can agree to disagree on this, this, and this. Yep. But we can disagree to agree, or we can agree to agree on this, this, and this. Yeah. So the end result is this and this and this is questionable. This and this and this is factual, and this and this is the end result. Yeah. Good. Brilliant conversation. Thanks for the interaction. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. You see, that's missing. Oh, shit. Just bear with me a second, guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been a very interesting stream tonight. An extremely interesting stream. But like I said, I think I'm going to implement some changes, and you'll notice them. I think I've got everything out of my system that I needed to get out. You know, and obviously this is the late night one, so the late night one will be coming up once in the blue moon. So just remember that if you see the late night one, that means it's basically the night shift. It's the late night shift. That means you can come in if you can't sleep or you just want to pull hairs out your nose. Fuck, that hurt. Oh God, why does that hurt so much? Anyway, so, and remember, just because you don't agree doesn't mean you can try to stop someone else from speaking or saying what they're giving their opinion. Don't try to change the narrative. Don't try to change them. Be nice to each other. Be respectful. No, you didn't, Linda. But after tonight, my streams are going to be different. I can tell you that right now. They're not going to be, after what I have experienced this morning and tonight, I'm stepping it up. I'm going to step it up. So here's a word of advice to everybody. Take it any way you like. But I am not going to tolerate anyone coming in here and trying to ruin the tranquility that one can have in one stream. I have seen so many creators. I have seen so many creators out there who, are ridiculed for the way they are. Everyone's different. There are people on this platform who are have insecurities, have anxieties, and look for that support from other people, from the people who come into their streams. All right, and no one should be judged. But when you've got people who lie or fabricate or distort the facts, the truth, I am so proud of myself that I can say proudly right now that everything you've seen and heard over the last 2 months or 3 months, whenever, or everything that you've seen and heard has been factual with receipts and evidence and facts and truth. I am so proud of that. and no one's going to take that away from me. So no matter what all those negative and haters do out there, here's a word of advice. There's only so much you can do. There's only so far you can go. At some point, you're going to run out of lies and dishonesty and everything else. There's only so much you can do to change someone, but you will never be able to control someone. So here's a bit of advice. Try to give up ahead before you embarrass yourself. Because like I said earlier on, I can delete this live stream. I know people download it or they screen cap and God knows what else. I don't really care. Because tonight has been, and this morning was about a person's opinion. And the fact that that opinion was ridiculed, not by everybody, but, you know, I've already heard some comments. And I've already been told about certain things, but I'm not going to go into that because I'd rather go and sit on the throne and have a good dump than waste my energy on that. So one thing I'm going to say is that if you don't like what I say, or you don't like the fact that I say it as it is, and that I'm not scared of other people's responses or their opinions, their narrow-minded opinions, then here's the thing. Don't put yourself in a position where you have to endure. I'm just saying. Remember, I is the Spawntrooper. I is here to entertain you. I is here to have fun and decompress with playing games and other topics that will soon be coming. One thing I can assure you is that that won't change. And like I said, it'll be entirely up to me if I want to monetize or not. And I think out of everybody who's thrown their teddy out the pram and everything else, I think I'm the only one who can proudly stand there and go, well, what I'm gaining is respect. That's all I want. I just want to gain respect and equal respect. I don't want money for it. Don't care about the fame. Because if I was, I'd be playing the game, wouldn't I? I would be playing the game. Wouldn't I? But anyway, guys, right. So I'm going to go and spend some time with a friend and decompress and have and who knows what will happen at the next live. But one thing I can tell you, the fact that I mention, I give my opinion, right? And four people decided, oh, he's bad mouthing. No. So if people talk that bad about other people, why are other people gaining and instead of losing? Right? But here's the problem that you've got. Do I care? The only reason I mention it is to point it out, to point the discrepancies out. Yeah, no, you're welcome, Nina. Don't you worry about that. And one thing, I appreciate what you said, Nina, by the way, but one thing I want to say, I'm not here to have my ego rubbed. I'm not here to be reassured that I am a nice person. Right? I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to grift or, become rich or whatever you want to call it. I am here to decompress and basically interact with people. But one thing I've noticed is that there's a lot of hateful and spiteful people out there who don't like that. So keep wasting your energy, keep wasting your time, because I'm going to carry on either way. So sorry, but yeah. So look forward to the next live, because the next live, who knows, I probably might just sit there and just stare at chat and not say a bloody word for half an hour, or forget to unmute myself, which I've done multiple times, which is fucking hilarious. But I'm never going to allow people to push me off this platform. That I can assure you of. And there's been things I've seen and I've read people's comments and everything else. And I'll be very honest with you, in a way, I'm very disgusted how some people have been treated by other individuals. Maybe I'm, I've been told this by, not just by my wife, but multiple people, that maybe I care too much. But the one thing I want to say to you guys is that there's a lot of people I have met, even people I don't, I don't like anymore, or in general, I am. The problem is I care too much about other people, even people I don't like. And no, I'm not talking about the people that you're thinking I'm talking about. I'm not. There are people in my life that, if I know that you are full of shit and you are negative, then you're done. And one thing I've learned about this live stream and about YouTube, the YouTubes and the interwebs, is that at the end of the day, what you put out there, it's out there. Simple. People can take advantage of that, use it against you, whatever. But one thing I need to remind you of, it takes an arsehole to know an arsehole. Remember that. So if you just imagine me putting my hands in front of me now, my right hand is going like that, my left hand is going like that. So the right hand is, you're one person, you're doing this, you're doing that. So in this right hand, you are the perfect example of a human being. But then in the left hand, you become that absolute arsehole, that toxic individual, that hateful, spiteful, insecure, full of blech. But then, in the flip of a coin, you suddenly become the right hand again. And then in the flip of a coin, you suddenly become the left hand again. Now with me, I put both of my hands together. And that's what you get. I didn't, there you go. But anyway, guys, again, it's been a long one tonight. I'm going to, 27 of you, thank you very much for the views. Thanks very much for the hours watched. I do appreciate you. I do appreciate all the negative, all the haters as well. I do appreciate you. I really do. All the negative and the positive people. But the thing is, unfortunately, the positive always outshines the negative. And I just want to point this one thing out. The more you hate on me, the more credibility and more fame you give me. The amount of people I have actually met and who've contacted me privately, who've asked me questions about everything. And some of them I've turned around and I went, I'm not going to discuss it because I don't want to waste my energy. And they've respected that. The fact that I'm being, how can I put this? I'm being plugged by the fleas and everyone else. It's just phenomenal. So I would like to say thank you very much to everyone who's a hater. Thank you so much for the shout outs and everything else. And remember, send some of your people to me and let me educate them on, of the truth and the facts and that. And again, thank you very much. And I'm here now, I'm going to plug my own thing. Basically, by the time I get to 800 subscribers, I've decided that 700 was too soon. So I'm gonna leave it to about 800, 900. So basically, if I reach 800 subscribers, I'm gonna monetize. So that basically then gives me from 800 to 1,000. So in that period, hopefully, I have gained enough financial support so I can then pay it forward. And I'm also thinking about merch, but I need to come up with a unique design that will not just send fear into people's hearts, but it will also show love from the heart, but it also go and tell you to go and shove it and sit on it and swivel. All in the same thing, but Just a picture of instead of having the middle finger up, what about an Uno card? Yeah. So I've got a couple of ideas, and I'm going to make sure that they're copyrighted and that it's protected before I even publicize it. I've already spoken to a couple of people, my financial advisor and that, and they've gave me some advice about merch and stuff. So, yeah. So stand by. Did you what? What did you put up? When? Where? Oh shit. Wait, was it your brother or your brother's friend? I was so confused. But yeah, they'll sort him out. They'll give him some pain relief and they'll put a plaster on, and he'll spend like 6 to 8 weeks with a plaster on his leg. Yeah, just I would recommend you get like one of those big long bull horns with the old scratcher on the back. So, because after a couple of weeks, it's going to itch like mad, and boy, it's going to smell. But as long as he's okay, and I hope he gets well soon. Right, let me try this coffee because I don't know if I put too much sugar in or not. But stand by. Oh, Jesus Christ! Yep. Oh God. Oh. Yep. Yep. Holy shit, brick. Christ, there's more sugar in that than. Oh God, yeah. That's my bad. That's my fault. Oh my word. With a mouthful of coffee with twice the amount of sugar in it, it's like. I'm ready to go. Anyway, guys, you know what is real? To all the trolls and haters out there, I love you much. Lots of hugs, kisses, and everything. To everyone who's been here tonight, thank you very much for coming to the late night one. And remember that every time you have a late night, there's always one person there who will be there for you to talk. And this is going to happen once in a blue moon. When you see the late night one, right, there's only one place to be. Bring your coffee, bring your beer, whatever you want to drink. Come in, chill out, relax, and chit-chat. And remember, don't judge people on their opinions. Allow them to have their opinions. I mean, we're losing so many rights as it is around the world. So let's just send our thoughts and prayers to Digi's friend that their leg gets well, soon, quick, and heals quick. And let's just move on, because that's what I'm doing. But on that note, I bid you all. I'm not even going to give you the fair warning of the 2 minutes. So I bid you all and this is not me rage quitting or anything. This is me, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Good night.
Spawntrooper riding in the night, heart of gold but ready to fight, standing tall, doing what's right, shining truth like a firelight. Daddy's wisdom running deep taught me promises I gotta keep, breaking chains, leaving pain behind, calling out the crooked kind. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies, no more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again. Ain't no fear when I'm around. Justice stands on solid ground. One last chance to make it right, or face the reckoning tonight. In the dark where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again. In the dark, where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawntrooper rides again.